The meaning of the movie author Orpheus for reading for minutes published 11.11. 2020 updated 11.11. 2020 The zombie apocalypse horror movie, Cell Phone, is a 2016 film directed by Todd Williams. Clayton Riddell, a comic book illustrator, is about to fly home from Boston Airport. Waiting for him in Manchester are his wife and son, whom he hasn't seen in almost a year. Clayton's gadget has lost connection, and he goes to a payphone to talk to his family. Suddenly, Riddell sees that everyone who brings cell phones to their ears begins to convulse, harm themselves or others, become aggressive, and turn into creepy monsters. Obviously, you can't talk on the phone. An impulse passed through cellular communication, affecting all those who used gadgets. Clayton realizes that this is a global disaster. His first thought is to save his son. Johnny could have survived, because he usually did not call on his cell phone, but only wrote messages. Begins a long and dangerous, full of blood and deadly fights the way to the north. The main character's companions in survival become other survivors: Tom, Ray, Denise, Jordan. Mobile zombies are everywhere. But they do not kill immediately, but try to recruit normies, so-called people who manage to escape the impact of the impulse, into their ranks. One by one, those who still retain their human form are killed, among them Clayton's friends Audrey and Alice. The survivors desperately confront the terrible monsters. Having reached the state of Maine, Riddell finds a note in his house. His son reports that Mom became one of them. So Clay kills the mutated Sharon who attacked him. He learns from neighbors that Johnny has gone to Cashwhack. It is an inaccessible zone for radio signals, where you can escape. But there the heroes are waiting for a trap, a cell phone relay tower, which feeds the monsters. His father finds the boy in the vicinity of Lake Cashwackamak, but he is clearly not well. His gaze paused, his mouth wide open, his movements sluggish. Johnny is infected. Clay, clutching his son to him in desperation, presses the call button on his phone. The detonator his friends have planted in the explosives van goes off. The tower blows up. Together with a herd of mobile zombies, their leader Parvati is destroyed. Such an ending in the screen adaptation does not correspond to the ending prescribed in Stephen King's book. In the last minutes of screen time, the director shows two possible outcomes of the zombie apocalypse. The viewer sees a father defeated by the mobile contagion, and a perfectly normal son walking along the railroad tracks toward the rising sun. Clay holds Johnny's hand and says, "Come on, I want you to meet my friends." On the screen in pitch darkness is a herd-like mob of mobilepsychos. One of the representatives of the new human race can be recognized as former artist Clayton Riddell. It turns out that in the movie, as in the book, the ending remains open. The only difference is that the reader is invited to speculate independently about the fate of the main characters. And screenwriters invite the reader to think about the future of society, the technogenicity of which is rapidly increasing and rapidly developing. The polyvariance of the ending of the horror movie, shot in the subgenre of zombie apocalypse, is explained by the following. In 2006, when Stephen King wrote Cell Phone, On the Crest of the Wave, was a controversy regarding the adverse health effects of cell phone use. Suffice it to recall the publications in the press, about the connection between the development of brain oncopathologies and the use of mobile headsets, about the risks of heart disease when carrying the device in a breast pocket. In 10 years, releasing on the screen adaptation of the book King of Horror, the creators of the movie would look ridiculous, arguing about this kind of harm of the cell phone. The time of hysteria is gone. The biological effects of radio frequency radiation from cell phones have been studied and evaluated. Gadgets are sought-after attributes of modern life. Hence the absence in the movie of shots with unclear and ambiguous ending, as in the literary source, and the presence of two variants of possible interpretation of the ending, in the style of happy ending, and in the format of complete hopelessness. Most likely, after watching the movie, a person will wonder, so who among us who are undoubtedly cell phone addicts is winning today, the norms or the mobipsychs? After all, among people there are those who can quietly do without high-tech means of communication. And there are those who sell a kidney to buy the latest model of iPhone. Some, When they see the flames of a fire burning in the window next door, hurry to dial 911 to help the victims. And others quietly shoot a video so that they can post it on YouTube to get the coveted likes for views.